dog, dude. He's like all sorts of nasty, man. I'm covering my nose like, yeah, see?
Oh,
I like my recording started. I'm over here going, oh, nasty, and I forgot I hit record. The dog came in and he really stinks. Doggy needs to go to doggy bath. And a doggy dentist. He's a smelly dog. He's a smelly, smelly dog. Alright, now that we've talked about my dog's odor, it's me, yes, Miss Cris. I thought I would come to you and do a vlog. It's not in my normal, like, the daily stand-up format, which I haven't done, actually in almost 2 weeks, but last week I didn't feel good at all, and then this week it was just hard to get back into it, and I've been really busy at work, so there's my reasoning. God, the dog stinks. Lay down. Not too close to me. Lay down. No, no, no. Smelly, smelly. Quit wagging your tail, dude. You're wafting. Ah, he's right here. Love you too. So, because I did a blog post on my Losing It blog, which I don't really advertise a lot, because I don't post there too much, but it is more weight loss, mental health, things like that. I can't tell you, the dog really stinks. Good thing there isn't smell-o-vision, because you all would unsubscribe to my channel. So I did this big long blog post, which I think I'm going to talk about today, because I don't know, because we all know I ramble and go off in tangents. The blog post is a step in between my feelings the other day in this meeting. I did the blog post. I did some subconscious actions that I don't know why, and then today it just seemed to come together. So I'm talking about what came together today, but it's going to take me a while to get there. So, step one. I know that I have mentioned negative self-talk in my retrospective, because that was brought up. I think Bejeweled Hedgehog said something about that. And I do it a lot. I know that I do. And I wish that I didn't. But wish in one hand and you know what in the other, and see which gets full faster. Well, I have a new job and I do project management now, so I was in this meeting. They're releasing this new documentation for strategic projects, so we had to go listen in. But the gal that was doing the presentation, she's a younger gal, and she is a very attractive girl. She's very slender, she's in shape, perfect makeup all the time, her hair looks fantastic all the time, all of her clothes are fashionable. I mean, she always knows what to say, she knows how, I mean, she's just really an attractive girl. Woman. She's in her early 20s, so she's a woman. And I found myself drifting more away from the information she was trying to give us and comparing myself to her. So I was going down this slippery slope straight to negative self-talking. So that was not good. So I left there, and it was about lunchtime, so I sat down, opened up my blog editor, and I started typing. And what came out was a post called Loving Yourself, I think. Yeah. And I think it has a lot of reflection. I think it has a lot in there. If anything, it's valuable to me, and that's really what the blog is all about, right? Helping me. And, you know, I talk about, talking about, saying something out loud makes it more real than if you just think it or read it or somebody tells you. I talk about how negative self-talk can actually impact any interpersonal relationship, especially like a marriage or a couple who's dating, or kids or coworkers. I mean, these are all relationships that can be affected by negative self-talk, because it snowballs. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the person who's telling you look nice, let's say your husband says you look nice, and you're like, no, I don't. Are you stupid? How can you love me? Well, they're going to get tired of being told they're wrong, or that their opinion is not valid, So they'll stop, and then when they stop, then the person who's got the negative self-talk starts worrying, like, oh, maybe they really don't love me. And that can snowball into behaviors and cause a lot of stress and tension, and, you know, it can drive a wedge. And honestly, I do believe it could drive a marriage to divorce. So I talk a little bit on that. Um, and I don't know what it was, but I think getting it out and onto paper was good. I did not read it out loud because I think it would make it even more real, and it was real enough anyway, just being able to write it down. Um, so I think at that point it became subconscious because I went to my yarn group and we sat around, talked, and laughed. And if I tell the kids that if they're really, really good, I will let them pick what we eat. Because you know what, they've earned it. They sat there for however long, and they were good. They drew, read, they did a little bit of craft here and there, but they really behaved themselves. So I said, where do you want to go to? So I picked this buffet. So we go to the buffet and we eat and everything is fine and everybody's in a great mood and nothing's wrong there. And when we go to leave, I say, hey, there's 2 stores over here I really want to go to. They're clothing stores. And the kids are like, yay, because they like shopping as much as I do. Actually, I think they just like the toys. They like going where there's toy sections. So I go into the one, and it had a plus-size women's section, although I will say that most of the clothes are not clothes that I personally would wear. They're not work appropriate for our eye work, but like the jeans and shorts, and they had some dresses that were fine. And I ended up buying a dress, and I don't know why. I just felt compelled to buy this dress. And then I went to the next store, and I needed to buy a shrug to go over the dress, so I bought that. And I think they're really cute. I'm pretty excited about having those, which is not normal because I am not a dress person. I bought a dress for church for Easter, which is all sorts of color. If I ever get brave enough, I will put it on and show you guys. But it's kind of crazy because it's like turquoise with flowers. It's crazy. So I had that dress, and I don't know why I bought this dress, though, is black, so at least it's kind of more my speed, with a little bit of flower on it, little flower print. And I don't know why, I just did it, and I got home, and the dress that I bought was actually a little small. I had not shopped in here, so I think I bought my size that I wear from most stores, but some places mark their sizes a little differently, so I think I'll just have to go up a size to get something that fits, or lose weight to make that dress fit. Either way, it doesn't matter. So I get home, thought about it some more, and I was really thinking about motivation. And, you know, motivation on an analytical level works better if it's intrinsic versus external. So if you have 2 people, and this is 2. If you have 2 people and one person is really, really, really inspired by something and they want to do it, for whatever reason. And you have another person who could really care less about the task, but they're going to do it for $100. The person who is doing it for an intrinsic reason will actually perform that task better than someone who's like, whatever, okay, I get the $100. For some reason, that external motivation is not a driving force. And it seems, when you think about it on the surface, that if you give me $100, I'll do it. It doesn't work that way. And because I've been really struggling with the whole motivation weight loss thing. I mean, I have videos up. You all are aware. It's not like some big secret that I'm keeping. So today, we're doing this beanbag tournament. So I'm up there. We play our game, and we lost. But I think they kind of cheated. Not like cheated in the sense that they cheated on points, but they brought in a person that wasn't on the team to play us. So it was one team member and one other team sponsors. And I think that was kind of... But it's okay, it's for charity, which I will put a link to donorschoose.org down in the doobly-doo because that's the charity that we're supporting with this whole tournament thing. Anyway, I'm way rambling. My really good friend was playing in the next game. So I stuck around, and she played, same team that we played, and she lost because, again, they had that ringer in there, and she wasn't happy with that either. Can you tell that I'm kind of hurt about that? So we go back, and she comes to my desk. We're just sitting there kind of chatting. And I don't even know where it come from, but it was kind of funny because she's like, "Yeah, I think you're right." It's something that I had known, and I was imparting this wonderful data upon her as information, and really, I just came up with it in my head because it seemed like that's like I leaned, and two of my brain cells got close, and they snapped at one another. Um, but the thought is, okay, if motivation works better when it's intrinsic, or when it doesn't end, when there isn't like a set goal. So if you have a person that wants to lose weight to wear a certain dress, they will most likely lose the weight, get into the dress, and once they're in the dress, they don't have that goal, that external motivation, which is the dress. They don't have that anymore, and they will most likely gain some of the weight back, and then the dress becomes a motivator again. So I started thinking about this, and I have no idea what linked all of these series of events that I just told you about. In my mind, it's like, oh, snap. My external motivation has been my own self-loathing. And it doesn't even make sense because something I do internally. I don't go around and like stand in the elevator and go, "Gee, Cris, you're fat." Out loud. I'd get a lot of really weird looks. It's something I have in my head. So to me, it seems like it's intrinsic, but it's not. Because when I lost weight 2 years ago, I lost all that weight. I got down to a weight that I began to feel comfortable in my body. I even had a bathing suit and was going to a public pool with the kids. I was that comfortable with it. I began to get to a point to where I loved myself and that I was okay with how I looked and that I'm healthy. And I lost my external motivation of hating myself. So I no longer hated myself. I actually stopped losing weight. So now that I'm gaining it back, just like the person who's like, "Oh, I lost weight, now I can fit in the dress," and then they stop trying and then they start gaining weight, the dress becomes a motivator again. I'm in the same boat. The self-hating is becoming that motivator again. And the problem is if you allow that same item, the self-loathing or the dress, to continue to be your motivation, you're going to yo-yo because you're going to achieve it. Then the goal goes away, and then you slip, and the goal comes back. And then you go again, and it just is going to be this horrible, repeatable, vicious cycle that's never going to end. So I have to work on removing the self-hate as a motivator. I can't use hating myself as a reason to lose weight. I can't use hating myself as a reason to be healthy. I have to use loving myself or caring about myself or even remotely caring about my health as that motivator, because that will never go away. When you achieve the goal, caring about yourself is still there, so you will continue to maintain. I don't even know where this came from. I don't know how this series of events and thoughts and on the blog and all this comes together, but this is what I walked away with today. So, and I think subconsciously with the dress, because clothing, and this might sound very superficial, but this has been proven too, people will feel and have a personality and an attitude that reflects how they feel they physically look, their perception from other people. So if you think you look like crap, you're probably not going to be performing at your top, performance rate, whatever. You're not going to feel good enough to go out there face forward and attack the world. You're going to want to kind of step back, and you're not going to want people to look at you because you think you look bad. So if you look good, chances are other people are going to perceive you to look good, and then you will feel comfortable enough to, you'll feel comfortable enough to move forward in whatever task you need to do. It's kind of similar to if you feel bad, smile, and eventually you'll really be smiling. I mean, you really have to work at that, but it's possible, and that happens. It can. So I think subconsciously, my mind had put this together like last night. Because when I went and I bought the dress, I thought I was going to look really good in the dress. And when I got home and the dress was too small, I was not distraught about it, which normally I would just be like, "Oh, I'm so fat. Oh, nothing fits me. Oh, I just wear a tent." All those lovely things that I would say to myself because I hate myself. So I have this exercise that I have seen in books, you've seen in movies. I saw it the other day in some weight loss show. So there's this exercise in speaking things out loud that I'm going to do. I'm most likely going to put it on YouTube as a reminder and link it on my Losing It blog. But I don't think I'm quite there yet because, I mean, it's almost torture for me to say something like I'm, just spell it and put it down, you know, that I'm worth it or that I'm whatever. I know, it's stupid. But the blog post covers how saying things out loud actually can make it more real. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this blog post is just a big pile of bull crap that nobody wants to listen to. But in my head, which is a very dangerous place to be, it all makes sense. And it all seems to come together as to why, when I lost all that weight and I started actually liking myself, why would I slip back and stop exercising and eat bad? If I liked it so much, why wouldn't I just stay there? Well, it's because I lost that motivation, and that motivation was self-hate. Um, so yeah, that's my blog for the day. Tell me if it makes sense. Alright, I'm 16 minutes into this video, and I'm contemplating doing some work tonight. I wanted to also get a tutorial out on the heart square. I have permission from the author of that pattern to do that tutorial, so I want to get that up, and I wanted to get it up today, be today or sometime. I don't think I'm going to do yarny tonight. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if I'm going to do yarning tonight. It's been kind of slow, and then my computer's been acting really weird whenever I go in there. So I don't know if it's worth it or not, but who knows. On that note, though, I'm going to let you all go. I hope you all are having a fantastic evening. I'll probably bring back the daily stand-up next Monday. I have no sense in doing it 2 days, do a retrospective, and then go. So I think I'll start it again next Monday. So I'll do stand-ups Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, retrospective on Saturday, probably a garden vlog on Saturday, and then nothing on Sunday. Then any other video that I want to pop up during the week like this one. So I hope you all are having a great night, and talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, have a great night, everybody.